I used to love Christmas more than anything. The lights, the songs, the smell of pine trees and cinnamon in the air. But after what happened to me one winter in a small town in Pennsylvania, Christmas has never felt the same again. It started with a snowstorm. I was driving home late on Christmas Eve after a 12-hour shift at the hospital. The roads were nearly empty, and the snow fell so thick that the world looked like it was being erased. My phone had no signal. The radio kept losing station after station until nothing played except soft static. Then my car died, right in the middle of nowhere. No houses, no streetlights. Just endless white fields and tall, dark trees. I sat in the driver's seat, shaking, not just from the cold, but from the quiet. Snow pressed against the windows like wet hands. That's when I saw the light. Far ahead through the storm, a warm yellow glow flickered between the trees. I grabbed my coat and walked toward it, hoping for help. After 5 minutes of fighting through snow up to my knees, I found a small farmhouse. It looked old, but the windows glowed with life. Smoke rose from the chimney. Inside, I could hear soft Christmas music. I knocked. A woman opened the door. She was smiling, but her eyes were empty, like she had been practicing that smile for years. She welcomed me inside without asking a single question. The house smelled like pine and baked bread. The fireplace crackled warmly. A Christmas tree stood in the corner, perfectly decorated, not a single ornament missing. A man sat by the fire, staring at the flames like he was waiting for something to happen. A little girl stood near the tree humming a Christmas song I didn't recognize. The woman offered me soup. I hadn't realized how hungry I was until then. As I held the warm bowl, I noticed something strange. The family never touched their food. They just sat there, smiling politely, watching me eat. I tried to make conversation, but their answers felt rehearsed. How long have you lived here? All our lives. Do storms hit this place often? Every Christmas. The little girl kept humming the same line again and again, over and over, the same melody, same words. Then the man stood up suddenly and turned off the music. The silence dropped heavy. He looked at me and said, "It's almost time." "For what?" I asked. All three of them looked at me at once. "To stay." My heart started pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. The woman gently placed her hand on my shoulder. Her skin felt cold, too cold for a warm house. "Everyone stays eventually," she whispered. The little girl stopped humming, and then I noticed something that made my stomach twist. There were photos on the wall, dozens of them, families, couples, lonely travelers. Every photo had one thing in common. They were all taken on Christmas Eve, and in every single picture, there was a person standing in the background, watching. I stepped closer to one frame, and my breath caught in my throat. It was me, standing behind a family I'd never seen before, wearing the same jacket I had on now. I dropped the bowl. It shattered loudly. When I turned around, the family's smiles were gone. Their faces were blank, hollow, like masks. I ran for the door. The knob wouldn't turn. Behind me, their breathing changed. Deep, slow, heavy, not human. The lights flickered. The Christmas tree lights blinked like dying stars. The little girl began humming again, louder this time. Wrong notes, twisted rhythm. I screamed. The fire died suddenly, filling the room with darkness. Then, the front door swung open. Cold air rushed inside, blowing out the candles. I ran, straight into the storm. Didn't look back, didn't stop. When I reached my car, it started on the first try. I drove all night, didn't slow down, didn't stop, just drove. At sunrise, I finally collapsed at a gas station and told the clerk everything. He went quiet when I described the farmhouse. Then he said something I'll never forget. That house burned down 30 years ago on Christmas Eve. A whole family died inside. I asked about the road. He shook his head. There's no house on that road. But there is something else. Every Christmas, people disappear in that storm, and they are never found.